Hey guys, Sweetie here with a new CSR2 video. In today's video, we are going to talk about the Prestige Cup, what it is, who should do it, and whether it's worth it for you. And this video will help you answer that question. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, what is the Prestige Cup? Well, the Prestige Cup is a recurring event that comes every season that spans from the 7th until the 14th day of every single season. This is a 30-race event which awards 300,000 crew RP, silver keys, fusion parts, a Stage 6 part for the Prestige Cup car, cash, gold, and crew tokens. So that's the basics of the Prestige Cup. How can I participate in the Prestige Cup, you might be wondering. For that, you have to tap back to your garage and tap to Rare Imports. And on this screen, you'll see from the 2nd until the 12th day of every season, the Silver Crate will be offering a car at an increased drop rate, which is usually 10 times, and that is the Prestige Cup car. But before you start opening any Silver Crates to get the Prestige Cup car, make sure you have at least 750 Silver Keys. The reason why I say so is because there are seasons where you can get very unlucky, open 15 crates and get nothing but junk until the very end, where you have to depend on the loyalty reward for the Prestige Cup car. This season, I was pretty lucky, I would say. I only had to open 4 silver crates before I got the Prestige Cup car. So that's just 200 silver keys spent, and I can just put the rest to the bank. But in those seasons where you have to open all 15 crates, that's why you have 750 silver keys. It's to guarantee you get the Prestige Cup car and make sure you don't walk away empty-handed. Speaking about the Prestige Cup car, you might be also wondering, how much must you upgrade the Prestige Cup car to beat the Prestige Cup? Well, most of the time, you will need the car at a full Stage 5 build and most fusion parts. And by most fusion parts, I mean all the uncommons, which are the green ones, all the rares, which are the blue ones, and a few epic, which are the red ones. You will also need at least 3 Stage 6 parts, one of which must be a strong one, being body, tires, or transmission. And of course, if you can get all 3, that would be the best. But if you can at least have one, that would be good. The rest can be something else like engine, turbo, intake, or nitrous. But in general, that's the rule. You will need most fusion parts and at least 3 Stage 6s, with one being a strong part. Some cars will need less parts than others, while others will need more parts than those to succeed. But the general rule, again, is that you need most fusion parts, as I said, and at least 3 Stage 6 parts, with one being a strong part, which I said. And you might be also wondering now, how can I get those fusion parts and Stage 6 parts for the Prestige Cup car? For that, we have to tap downwards to Elite Showdown, which will be ongoing for the first half of the season. And this event will always award parts for the Prestige Cup car. As you see on screen, if you will hit 100 trophies, you get some parts, fusion parts for Porsche, 500 as well, and 1100. And at 1300, you get the main prize of the showdown, which is a Stage 6 part for the Prestige Cup car. And you can continue to earn parts out of that, but once you get past, I would say 1800, there is not much to be had, because by then you run into a lot of hackers. So I wouldn't count on you getting to as high as 2500. I would say 1800 would be as high as you would normally expect to go. So if you have exhausted Showdown, or you're like me and you don't have an eligible car this round in Showdown, what can you do? For that, you can go back to Rare Imports again, and this time you can tab over to the Parts tab while selecting the Prestige Cup car and open these crates on screen with your bronze keys, and they will award parts for the Prestige Cup car. Alternatively, you can wait until Championship Showdown, the red one, starts, and when that comes, you can tab over to the Championship Showdown tab and open parts crates for the Prestige Cup car. The same thing applies to when the Prestige Cup actually starts. On the screen right now, you will see 2 crates, but when the Prestige Cup comes, on the Parts tab, there will be a 3rd crate, which is called Prestige Parts, which will span from the 7th until the 14th day of the season. So with that out of the way, let's go back to the Prestige Cup and start talking about what kind of races are there. And in every Prestige Cup, there are 3 types of races: normal races, speed traps, and sprint races. Now, for most normal races like race 1 to 3, as you can see on screen with no special icon, these are just normal races and you win them the same way you win every other race. Beat your opponent to the finish line and that's the end of the story. But for race 4, for instance, you might see a picture of a traffic speed camera, and this is what we call a speed trap. A speed trap is a quarter-mile race and your goal is to reach a predefined speed before your car reaches the finish line. And if you can do that, you basically beat in that race, which is pretty easy. Which in most speed traps, what you should do is shift the car to a very high gear as soon as you launch, activate nitrous, and you should reach a higher top speed than you would by shifting normally. And the next type of race we will talk about are sprint races. As you can see, race 7 on screen has the icon of a speedometer. And what a sprint race is basically you have to reach 0 to 60 or 100 miles an hour, depending on your car's tier. 0 to 60 for tier 3 cars, 0 to 100 is for tier 4 and tier 5 cars. You must reach that speed before your opponent does, and if you do, you win the race. So with that, those are the races in the Prestige Cup out of the way. The next thing is who should do the Prestige Cup. Now, I would recommend the Prestige Cup to anyone who is in a crew that aims for the Gold Star prize car that you get at 20 million crew RP, and or the Purple Star prize car at 135 million crew RP. But that, if you're in a crew that shoots for the Purple Star car every season, the Prestige Cup is basically non-negotiable. You must do it. And getting to the end of my list, should I get the Prestige Cup car if I'm not in a good crew, you might be wondering. Generally, my rule would be no. But there are exceptions, because the most notable exception to me is that if the Prestige Cup car is a good live race car. And there have been many good live race cars that were also Prestige Cup cars, which I can list you some. Some examples include the Cadillac CT5V Blackwing, BMW 2024 M5 Sedan, Porsche 911 Rally Design Package, Hennessy Venom F5 Roadster, Hyundai Ioniq 5N, NPX1, and many more. I'm not going to list all of them in this video because it will be excessively long. Also, not every Prestige Cup car is a good live race car. So you should do your research if you want to decide on whether you're going to get the Prestige Cup car or not. Or if you cannot be bothered to do research or there's simply not enough information, not to toot my own horn, you should stick around on my channel and tune in for when I upload my Prestige Cup car showcase videos, where I will upload a video whenever the Prestige Cup car turns out to be a good live racer. And on to the very last question. What happens when I beat the Prestige Cup? Well, after you beat the Prestige Cup, you will unlock time attacks, which I cannot show because the Prestige Cup hasn't even been unlocked yet. So what happens is that you unlock time attacks, and in a time attack, your goal is to take the Prestige Cup car and set a time as fast as you can. And depending on your position at the end of the event, from first to 50,000th place, you will get a prize, and that prize will depend on your finishing position. Most of the time, you will be finishing from 1,000th to 50,000th and get the lowest prize, but it's better than nothing. So with that wraps up my guide on the Prestige Cup. If there's anything you'd like to ask me that I didn't cover in the video, do let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. With that all said and done, thank you so much for tuning in to my guide on the Prestige Cup. Take very good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in my next video.